All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to our weekly training. I just want to hop on here today to talk about right off the back one of the most important and my fun topics to speak about. And so that is going to be on the 12 reasons why anyone, absolutely anyone, should and can write a book or publish a book. And so that's what we're getting into today. If this is the first time, as always, we want you to check us out on strategicsecrets.com. Find us also on Facebook, same thing, Strategic Secrets. And we hope that you will continue to learn and grow with us. This is a platform for professionals, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and anyone who really has a message, a mission, or cause that you would like to be able to use the power online to get those products, programs, services created or delivered to your tribe, your followers, etc. So that's what we are all about here. And today, we want to get on to give you another important training. These trainings happens every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central. Going forward, please make sure you just put it on your calendar so that you can hop on here and learn a lot of wonderful things. Again, we are living in a powerful time when absolutely anybody can take their gifts, their talents, their education, expertise, and experiences, wrap them into products, programs, and services, and deliver them to people online. And so thus you can make a lasting impact, fund your mission, message, or cause. Alrighty, let's get into it for today. Please make sure you always stay to the end because I do have a powerful announcement to make that can help you to go deeper into the subject that we are going to be learning on today. So let me just bring up my slideshow here. Okay, I think everyone is able to see it. So again, every Thursday, 5 p.m. Central by default. Make sure that you are here. My name is Chance, U.S. Navy veteran, #1 best-selling author, and implementation strategist. I've now written and published over 12 different books for myself and also for others. I've helped many students, including my own wife and mother. You know, that makes a difference when your own household take your strategies as well. And also my son, who is now 7 years old, but published his book a year ago. And so we are all in this house published authors. And so I want you to be able to do the same because it has made a difference in my life and many others as well. But enough about us. What about you? What are you going to learn today? Today, we are going to be talking about not just what's working online. We did that already. We are going to be talking about, oops, I think I uploaded the wrong slideshow here. Okay, let's get the other one. Sorry about that, folks. Got to think on your feet, right? Okay. I don't want to do screen share. I'd rather upload it here. This is a webinar jam platform. It's easier to do it here than to do it over in, when I share the screen, it kind of goes out the whack. So I don't want to do that there. So anyways, this is something I can just speak on extemporaneously. It is a really important subject. So what I want to cover with you, there are multiple reasons, of course, why we can publish and why we should publish. I'm giving you 12 of them. Right. I first wanted to do 7, but I know there's so many more. I would have gone over 7 different points anyways. But why should we start with that first? Because even if you've written a book before, depending on how it did, if it didn't do too good, you should launch another one. You should do it in a manner that we want to recommend, that we believe can make a big difference. So why is important? Because when you have a strong enough why, just like with any goal, we are more prone to stick with it. We are more prone to make sure that it happens. And so why, if the why is not big enough, or if you don't have a why, then you might be all over the place, or you might not be motivated to complete the project. I like to be able to be motivated intrinsically, because even when motivation wears off, if the why is big enough, guess what happens? The drive will pull you. The goal itself should be such where it drives you to accomplish, it drives you to achieve. The goal itself is the motivating tool. So you're not always seeking for some external motivation. You already have it within you. And that's one of the things that set us apart from others, because one of the things that we really teach and hammer on here again is we change from the inside, right? Of course, there are things, hacks, and different things you can do to get yourself to take action externally, but those are generally temporary. and they can, it's like a sugar high, right? And so, people get on drugs or something, they get a high, and then bam, you crash down. But when you are driven internally, that's why, for example, people who want to become doctors and these high professional careers, it's not just external motivation that carries them, because they have to study for a very long time. What keeps them going is that intrinsic drive. It is that motivation to achieve and to do things from within. And that's what we want for you. And that's why we share with you that this is something that, you should not just consider, but actually implement, right? Because that's what we are all about here. Okay. So feel free, of course, to add to any of the extra 12 ways. We just share in 12, but I know that there are many more different ways that we can do that as well. So I think we're just going to do screen share here. This, by the way, lets you know we're live too, right? We're not playing around. This is live. Okay, let me share slideshow. Alrighty. So now you should be seeing my screen there. Okay, let's go with it. So again, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chance. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. I'm a #1 best-selling author of 13 published books now, and definitely going to be more and counting, as we should say. I've also published 6 different online courses, and I am the husband of the wonderful woman, Juanita Chance, and we have currently one son. His name is Joel. And so together we work, and together we make a life that is impactful. We travel around the world. I've traveled now to over 26 different countries, and all for the purpose of making a difference. That's what helps me, and that's what gives me meaning and value and purpose in life, knowing that I'm making a difference in people's life. And so that's one of the reasons why I also want you to be part of this book project, because doing books is just one of those ways to be able to make a lasting impact. So let's get into it. 12 great reasons why you should write and publish a book. And I must add ASAP, as soon as possible. Here are 12 reasons why you should do it. But first, question for you. Would you like to be able to write a book or your next book within a month? How about a week? How about one day? And how about even 1 hour? That's right. These might seem impossible, but the reason why we put this here is to also challenge you to think differently. We have helped students to be able to do these, achieve these goals as we have them here on the screen. I myself have taken the time to write these books in a day, in a month, in an hour. Yes, it's all possible because we have multiple strategies. And when you think different, indeed, you can achieve differently as well. Here's some fun facts. 80+% of Americans want to write a book. More first-time authors will write and publish a book this year than was possible even 3 years ago. It is easier now more than ever before to write a book, publish a book, and even become a best-selling author. Digital publishing is one of the reasons why people are able to do it. It has opened the floodgates to allow absolutely anyone, man, woman, boy, or girl, professional or not, educated or not, rich and poor, all can create and write their own book and get it published. And that's what I want for you. So if you have not written a book, this is the best place for you. But if you have written one and you want to write another one, then I encourage you to continue listening and continue learning, because we're going to be delivering a series of presentations that help to show you the paradigm shift so you can create books of a different sort. Okay, so today we're going to discover again the 12 great reasons why you should write and publish your book ASAP. If you don't act now, guess what's going to happen? Well, another year will pass you by and your book will still be unwritten. You will still just be wishing and hoping, talking about it, and not doing anything about it. Others, even less talented, less educated, less wealthy than you, will publish their books and you will still be talking about it. And you will also want to kick yourself, right, that you didn't jump on this sooner. The digital tidal wave also might morph into something else, and now you got to learn the new things. So take advantage of what you have right now. So question, do you really want to write a book? If you do, you should. Because my belief, my principle is this: in this day and age, every serious professional, ministry leader, small business owner, entrepreneur, coach, consultant, marketer, teacher, or any success-minded oriented person needs to have a published book. The game has changed, and this is one of the key ways to make you become a competitor. So let's look at it, a top competitor rather. Let's look at it. Number one, your book is a business card, and today it is one of the best business cards, right? So if you're a professional and you want to get your name out there, this is the best way to do it, right? Because so many people throw away a business card. Even if you give them a book, it's hard to throw away a book. So that's why I love going to, even sometimes when I was living in the Rio Grande Valley, sometimes I go to networking events and bam, I'm taking my books. I'm giving my books out to people. And we've gotten, well, some of the other stuff that I'm going to share with you, you'll see why we've done that. Not only that, but a book makes you credible and establishes you as an expert. See, do you want to just hear someone speak on a topic, or you want to hear someone who have written and published about the topic? That's still a great thing today. Now, it could be watered down in the future, of course, with a whole lot of people trying to do stuff. But at the same time, when you write a book, your credibility goes up and your expert status and image goes up tremendously. So if you don't have one, others who might even be less talented than you, they will probably be perceived better and as an expert, right? More than you. So that's why, again, think about it. When we think of the author of a book, you go to a seminar, you go to a workshop, conference, whatever it may be, and you see this person's book and they're the speaker. Doesn't it make a difference? You like, wow, we hold them in high regards. Okay, so that's still a powerful, positive thing even today. Number three, a book will set you apart from the competition. Right? Makes sense? Because same thing with credibility and expert status. If you have the book and someone else don't, then generally speaking, you have the competitive edge. So a book is a great way to set yourself apart from the competition. Number four, a book can open doors and create multiple streams of income. Hence, it is, when it comes to the online space, again, we teach multiple ways as well, as far as being able to monetize your skills online. But for me, the number one way of monetizing anyone's skills, expertise, education, etc., online is through books, because the book itself is what opens, for me, the door to many other products, programs, and services and connections. As I'm going to share with you in the end, even speaking engagements, you're going to see how that opens up for me. Now, a book can help you generate leads, close more deal, qualify coaching, consulting clients, and speaking engagements. Voila, right? So I've been invited to speak in so many different places because of my book. Some of the people I've never even met before, but they got a copy of my book. Someone gave it to them, or they bought it and they invited me to speak. Just recently, I was also invited to participate on an upcoming online summit. There's no absolute reason why I should be there except the fact that I have also written and published books. These individuals, I didn't know them at all. They probably didn't know me until they got in contact with my books. And so because of that, now, you see, why am I invited? Because I'm perceived as an expert. Why? Because of the same reason, books, right? This is just one. And I have, again, 13 different books. Right here's my bookshelf. I should have actually had a screenshot there, but hey, since we're live and this is our own program, right, we can move around and grab stuff. So I'm going to get you some of my books. Okay, so let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I guess I should have done this in the beginning, right? But again, most of you who are on here, you already know. So, but we always should be sharing with others, especially if they're new, that you know what you're talking about. I'm an expert because I've done it. So for example, this is my most recent book, Pandemic Survival Secrets. This was released 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. So if, for example, we were to invite someone to speak as a guest speaker on this particular topic, who would you want? Someone who has written about it, right? So in this book, I'm able to divulge my knowledge and expert status on how to respond to crises and prepare for pandemics and stuff like that. Not only that, but when I'm talking about now the multiple streams of income, this too is an online course, right? One product, two products out of that. All right. I'm in the faith-based space as well. These are some of my earlier books. Am I a real Christian? my very first published book, right? How I found true peace and purpose. And then now a book based on what? My business name, Strategic Secrets, which also is an online course, right? So we look at that. And this is also in soft cover, hardcover, multiple products. There we go. And of course, the most important book for many of you, that's what many people, this is what grows my email list more than anything else, is Monetize Your Skills, right? Almost every day, folks just finding this book, and I get a lot of signups, growing my following. See, one of the ways to grow your following also generate leads. There we go. This book generated the most leads for me at the moment. So speaking engagement, people have spoken. I've spoken at universities. I've spoken at small business places, even for NHPO, the National Hispanic Professional Organization. One of the board members there actually got a copy of my book, invited me to speak, done workshop and training for them as well, all because of this. Clients, we've gotten many clients again for the very same reason, because I've helped many people also to publish their books as well. So that's the power of a book, right? You got to think bigger. If you begin thinking, along the lines of what else can you do with your book, then you will begin to see doors open for you. Then number 6, halfway through now, right? You have a unique story to tell. Isn't that important? That's why my first book was about my personal story, right? Because you want to be able to share with the world your unique voice, your testimony for those in the faith-based space, your story of triumph, transformation, tragedy, etc. You want to be able to let the next generation know, let the people on the planet know that you are here. When you leave this world, what are you leaving behind? So my book is part of my legacy. It's part of my story. For example, my son can go back on their future kids, grandkids, whatever it may be. They can all be able to read daddy, granddaddy, great granddaddy's story and legacy and journey and beginning. So another reason for that is I want to divulge all my knowledge into books, because that's what I want to do. I don't have time to teach over and over and over again the same topic. So I figure if I put these things out there, then that's one of the ways to dispel the knowledge, and anyone, absolutely anyone, can be able to get a hold of that. Which number 7 now takes us to: people can now be blessed from hearing that story, that recipe, whatever it may be, right? So you can have whatever your expert status is, your experience, or whatever you're trying to divulge to other people, they will be blessed because of it. So my wife has a recipe book, Vegan Boricua Recipes. So being a Puerto Rican, she takes these Puerto Rican recipes and veganize them. People love it because, hey, they're used to, vegan recipes, vegan cooking, but I mean, Puerto Rican stuff. But now, how can we make it healthier? So that's really what she did. She just take these recipes that are known already and veganize them so people can eat healthy without being guilty about it, because it's all good for you, but you're enjoying the same wonderful taste. So Vegan Boricua recipes without sacrificing taste. So that's one of the things we can do. So people are blessed for that, and it is evident because lots of people get that book. Even right now, that's one of our best-selling books, actually, outselling even my own regular books, because people want to eat, right? And that is another thing. When you never know whether it sells or not. That is beside the point initially, because what you want to do is touch people's lives, right? Touch people's life. And so there you have it. Do you have a story to tell that someone needs to hear, that can help somebody? Why should other people make mistakes when you have made those mistakes and they can avoid them? Show them the path that took you from where you were to where you are. And now they can be able to take that information and make a difference in their own life. If you've done that, and if you do that, help even one person change their life, my friend, you have lived a good life, okay? Because that's what it's really all about at the end of the day. Alrighty, let's go on to number 8. You can teach people how to do something, right? These are closely connected points, 6, 7, and 8. But again, what can you teach people? Right? This book is teaching people how I found peace and purpose. And if you do the same, you can actually do that. This book teaches how to monetize your skills, turn your education, expertise, and experiences into products, programs, and services online. This book teaches you how to achieve success by following these known principles and precepts that many people seem to overlook, right? I gave you 40 of them in this book. Am I a real Christian? Again, for those in the faith-based space, it challenges you on your spirituality and how you can live a vibrant life. I gave you 7 secrets in here of living a victorious, harmonious Christian life. Okay, and so many others. Here's a book. This is a journal. Now, what am I teaching people in here? Well, this is a regular journal, of course, where folks can journal. However, in the beginning portions of it, I lay out and I'm teaching people right here. Here's the table of contents. How to journal effectively. What is journaling? Basic guidelines for journaling. 7 things to journal about. Questions to ask yourself before you journal. 7 steps to set and achieve goals, and etc. etc. So before you get to journaling, I give you some information. I'm teaching you how to journal and why you should journal. And so other books are over there. Couldn't bring them all, of course. So think about it. If you have anything that you are good at, if you have anything that you have overcome, you are already authorized to teach it to others. Number 9, your book is your voice, and it will leave your mark on this world. It is your signature, right? Your message. My books are my voice. I've even told my editors that, when you're editing my books, preserve my voice. It's my signature. I only want you to indeed correct grammatical things, flow, those type of things that you expect in a book. But however, I want it to be that when people read my book, if I was sitting with them, the tonality, the way it comes across will be the very same as if you sat down with me and I was speaking to you in person. So your book is your voice, and everyone has a voice. Today, people are being censored for so many things. But if you have a book, it's hard to be censored that way. And not only that, but again, it can also spread too. Books can go viral, technically speaking, if you think about it. So your book can go further than you can go and stay where you cannot stay. Point number 10. Your book can go where you cannot go, and it can stay where you can't. And that's one of the reasons why I was motivated to write more books. I tell people, generally speaking, if you write one book, the bug is going to hit you. You're going to want to write more than one. But after writing my first book and then the second, the third, what was giving me joy about the thing was knowing that there were people. I would see sales from Amazon in Europe and different places. I'm like, I don't even know these people, but praise God, people are buying my book. So I'm touching people's life around the world, and I don't even know. Some of those places I can't go or don't have any plans to go right now. And they can also stay where I cannot stay. Because even if I travel, like again, I've traveled in many different places, 26 countries now, over 26 countries. But even here in the US, when I travel to go to speak at a university, a church, or anything like that, I cannot stay there. But having my books, I'm actually staying there with that individual, lingering with them so they can go deeper into whatever it was that I was speaking about. And then also it gives you great satisfaction and fulfillment. That's why I love books. I really do. I love to see books, even if I don't read them all, right? I just love to see them. I love to feel them. And whenever I publish a new book, it is one of the greatest achievements of my life because I just feel good. Think about it too, that you went from nothing to something. That's creator, right? That's what God has put in us, right? You created something. This is powerful. From nothing, because before no one knew this book existed. No one knew this information existed per se. But when I was able to bring this thing out of my mind onto the paper and then on the printed page, that is creation, guys. You've given life to an idea. You've given birth to a mission, a message, a cause, a movement. Think about it. So many people have been inspired to change their lives, right? And it can also go in the negative, right? So many people have done a lot of evil things because of what they've read. So your voice can bring fulfillment to you, to others, but it does bring a whole lot of satisfaction. Every book I write, I feel good about it. It's like your babies, it's almost, right? It's like kids because, it's not on the same level. Don't send me letters now. I'm not, but I'm just saying the joy of giving birth a new life to something. It's amazing. It's amazing. So that's why I love writing books, producing them, publishing them, and helping others to do the same. And lastly, point number 12, is right now, it's easier than ever before to write and publish your own book. Friends, it's super. I know. Okay, some of you listen. That's why you haven't written your book for such a long, long time. And I get it because you don't have the blueprint that we have. Now that I have a blueprint, books are easy. It took me 5 years to publish my first book. Not that it actually took 5 years to really write the book, right? The bulk of my book was written in 5 days, right? It started out as a, again, story. A friend of mine, when did I write this book, by the way? Let's go back and see when this book was first written, right? This is my very first book. This was, let's see, copyright page 2011 is when I published this book, right? So imagine 5 years before that. So it took, that's when it was released, but 5 years up to that point. So when my friend invited me to speak, it was a whole weekend event, and I was supposed to speak, Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday, or Friday and two times on Saturday. So I had two presentations prepared, and the third one I was like, well, I don't know what to talk about, but you know what? Why don't I just share my journey? Why don't I share my spiritual transformation with people? And so I just began to write, and then I had 25 pages, and so that's how it started. I didn't have an intention to necessarily write a book. So after that episode, that was it, and I just had these notes and I put them on there. And when I went to California when I got out of the Navy, 2005 ish, was it? Yeah, when I went to California, I think that's where it really manifested itself, because I actually turned my life around based on a lot of the inspiration from a ministry called Amazing Facts. And when I went there, I began realizing that I had a story, that people actually valued my story, because they had published my story before, a snippet of it in their magazines. And then when I went there, they asked me to share my story publicly at an interview on television. And then for the whole entire staff, they have what they call devotion or worship time before they start work. And they had invited me to speak for that and share my story again. And I'm like, hold on, maybe I really got something here, because people interested in hearing my journey. And so I was taking a 4-month course with them. And during the Thanksgiving break, I had an idea. Hey, why don't I write my book? I don't have to, I don't need research. I don't have to, it's my story and it can just come because it's in me already. And so I spent the whole entire Thanksgiving break, 5 days, and I wrote straight. I only stopped to eat, to use the bathroom, shower. That was it. I was just knocking this book out. And in 5 days, the book was complete. But it took 5 years really, because I didn't know what to do. And even that time I was messing around with trying to learn Photoshop so I can design my own book, Adobe InDesign. I was learning that. And can you even believe trying to edit my own book? I did it all because I didn't know what I didn't know. But guess what now? By the time my third and subsequent books hit, guess what? Indeed, I published a book now in one day or one night, 1 hour, and in a matter of just a few weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Think about that. Because I now know what I didn't know. And that's what I want to share with you. So it's not only just one way to write a book. I now have at least minimum of 8 ways you can write a book very fast. And some of these I'll be sharing on an upcoming summit. So I want you to stay tuned. Let's wrap this up so I can get to that slide so you can see about this summit that we have coming up. And I'm not going to be the only speaker there, but I have others. And so I want to make sure that you're part of that virtual summit. So now here's a quick question for you. Why do you want to write a book? Take a moment right now and jot down why it is you would like to be able to write a book. I'll give you just a moment to do that exercise. Okay, let's see here. So ask yourself and answer the question, why do you want to write a book? Why? Just write a sentence or two, whatever the case may be. Because again, the stronger your why, it is the thing that will motivate you to actually achieve it and to accomplish it, to make sure that you get it done, right? Why do you want to write a book, right? How big is your why? Like I gave 12 different reasons. You can morph some of that in there. If you're a professional, if you are a business person, if you are a ministry leader, one of the things could be, well, I want to be able to produce a book for my parishioners. If you're a minister, I want to be able to produce a book for my patients. If you're a doctor or dentist, I want to be able to help my clients. If you're a lawyer, for example, whatever type of lawyer you are, you can say, let's say you're an immigration lawyer. I want to be able to create a book to teach my clients or prospective clients 7 different ways in which you can file for U.S. citizenship, as an example. Okay, if you are a stay-at-home mom or something like that, if you know, what can you do? Well, guess what? It doesn't matter what you are. You have experience in something. So how about 7 ways to be the queen of your house, for example, right? Whatever it is you're an expert in, whatever background you have, write a book about that thing, right? So for me, my first book was simply, I want to be able to tell my story, especially for the fact that I saw many people were resonated with my story. So I said, I need to write it. And that was motivation enough. Actually, I felt good writing it. And specifically at that time, because of all the junk and the mess that I went through in the military, etc., I really wanted to help young men in particular. That was my number one focus at the time. Young men to avoid the many mistakes and blunders that I made, and see life for more than just accolades and money, etc., etc. Right? This book here, Am I a Real Christian, for the faith-based people, is this book here. I mean, I think everybody struggles, right? So at that season of my life, when was this one released? This one was published in 2012. So at that season, I was tired of also of, going up and down and having this up and down relationship with God, and, and not really experiencing victory. So I began my own, again, just like anything else, do your own study. And so for me, I discovered there's 7 strategic secrets that can help people to live a victorious Christian life. And so I put them in a book, and I was preaching and teaching about them. At that time, I was not even actually serving as a pastor. I was a missionary, but I wasn't the pastor. And so, but yeah, I began teaching on the pandemic survival secrets again. We all were hit by the pandemic. And for months, even myself, I mean, we slowed down. That's why part of the reason why we even paused some of what we were doing online, because we had to really rethink what we were doing. And, even though I love online, guess what happened? I was doing it more than I wanted to do it. So online to me was supposed to help you not to be so busy, but I became more busy. There was a period of time for weeks, every single day, every day, my friend, Sunday to Sunday. A week starts on Sunday. Work week for most people on the West is Monday, but Monday to Monday or Sunday to Sunday, I was online absolutely every day. So I began even hating online because I was just so wrapped up in it. You know what I mean? So I find online supposed to be about freedom. It's not supposed to be about being overwhelmed. It's supposed to be about giving you freedom to work when you want to work, how you want to work, and with whom you want to work. And so anyhow, but I began seeing, of course, the need for creating something that will help people to deal with this crisis and what I believe to be more crises in the future. Because when we were working in nonprofits, we actually were responding to natural disasters when we were with the National Association for the Prevention of Starvation. So we responded to national disasters like earthquakes. Not earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, and then overseas we dealt with the cholera outbreak, for example, the earthquake in Haiti when that happened in 2010. All of these different things. So we learned quite a bit. So I'm like, hey, I better put something together. And then I was able to preach a message on, the spiritual application of dealing with crises. And so I said, again, similar, let me put it in a book. And then because it was fresh, and then I wasn't publishing any other book for 2020. So I said, well, let me also turn it into an online course to make it more palatable and easier to digest. So those are all the why. Those are my reasons why. I want to help. I want to make a difference. I want to be able to touch people's life. But that's my number one goal. I feel good when I know someone read my book and it made a difference in their life. That's what gives me the juice All of the other things are fringe benefits. Of course, when I see it in publication, when I see it in print, oh man, that even gives me more joy. So those are my intrinsic motivations. Okay, so how about you? How about you? I'm going to bring back up the slide here and give you the second half here. This part, the next little section I'm going to talk about now is for many of you who follow me. Of course, I don't believe in merging. I mean, separating. You know, this is my spiritual work, my secular work, etc. To me, it's all one, right? I don't compartmentalize myself like that. However, I know that some of you, some folks are like, yeah, you know, I don't want the faith thing, but I'm going to share with you, even if you're not a faith person, here's a powerful reason why. If you can't, out of those 12, find another reason why you should write a book, here is one that I believe will indeed, as some say, might bless your socks off. Okay, so let me bring back up the slides. Okay, let's go right here. Talking about God now, because some of you will be like, well, that's not for me. But let me show you how God himself wrote a book. Okay, now God wrote a book. We call it the Torah, the Bible, his testimonies, right? We have the Acts of the Apostles, the book of life, basic instruction before leaving earth, right? So that's what the Bible is. The Bible is a how-to manual. The Bible is so many things. The Bible have history, the Bible have drama, the Bible has poetry, the Bible has wisdom literature, the Bible has prophecy. The Bible is a journal of people's experiences as well, if you think about it. Right? Most of the prophets were writing a journal of their experiences and journaling what God told them to do. Many of David's Psalms were his personal diary, if you think about it. He was writing his emotion, his feeling. Why are you cast down, oh my soul? Right? Those different things right there. Yet do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. David was writing his personal heart out. Music, Psalms, actually, the Psalms are music, right? We call them, those are songs that we sing, actually, right? And so, music, all of this is what is included in the Bible, but you probably never saw it like that, right? Because, hey, when we got an eye for writing books, you got to see all of these different things. So if God Almighty, the creator, God of the universe, had so much to say, he said, let me put it in a book. Now, of course, all that can be said, John, the apostle said, all that Jesus did, he couldn't even write in a book, right? Because there'd be too many books. Nonetheless, he said, listen, God had a point to make, and he wrote it in a book. Even his commandments, he wrote it on stone, right? And then from there, of course, Moses wrote all the other laws and commandments of God in a book. We call it the Pentateuch, the Torah, etc. So here we have God writing a book, and we should too. The book of Habakkuk, for example, is an instruction manual. He says, write the vision, make it plain. So guess what you should do? Write the vision that God has given to you. What is the vision for your life, for your business, for your ministry, for your children, for your family, for your health, for your relationship, for whatever it is. And interestingly, even this is a point of where we can find creative ideas. Look at what this journal is. This journal is called what? The Vision Journal. I wonder where I got that idea from. From this very verse, Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 2 and 3. Actually, that's the quotation right here in the back, right? Write the vision, make it plain, that whoever reads it may understand and clearly communicate it. Put it in writing, because the vision will be fulfilled at a future time. It may seem slow to happen, but wait patiently for it, because it will surely come and it will not be delayed. Imagine that, right? And so another journal, let's see here. So a spin-off on that, technically speaking. So this is a vision journal, regular journal, right? But this one is faith-based. Now this is Make It Plain devotional journal. But Make It Plain is similar to, say, write the vision, make it plain. So we have the vision journal, we have the Make It Plain devotional journal. So in other words, when you're writing your devotions, what you want to do is make plain whatever it is you're studying. Subtitle, write the things that you have seen, learned, heard, or experienced and received during your quiet times with God, during your meditation time, your prayer time, etc. So this is actually what I use. Well, this is a brand new one. Where's my actual journal? Well, it's probably in my room by my bed, right? So what dreams do you have? What visions have you received, spiritual or otherwise? Write them down. So this is where I actually chronicle my sermon ideas. I write out sermon notes and different things in the journal, right? And it's more than a journal too, because again, in the beginning, I always like to give people some instruction. So let's look at this in the beginning. It says promises for seeking God, basic guidelines for effective journaling and quiet time, principles of a daily devotional life, some guidelines on biblical meditation, preparation for devotion, why you should study the Bible, tools that you will need to study the Bible, how to actually study the Bible, how to memorize scripture passages, etc., and principles of hermeneutics, which is biblical interpretation, etc. And then you have a whole lot of pages to now, blank pages to do your journaling. So voila, these are ideas. So I look at the creator and I say, hey, God created us in his own image. So that's why I love creating. Books are an excellent way of creating. Then we have a memorial. That's what a devotional journal is as well. It's right. You write your memorial. So Exodus chapter 17:24 talks about memorial. Then directions, right? Joshua wrote directions, instructions for the people. So you can write directions, a map, journaling, etc. Memorial, they're similar. So these are all ideas, thoughts and inspiration. What thoughts, ideas, inspiration do you have? Warnings. The Bible is full of warnings, especially the prophecies. So you can write about warnings, right? Your book can warn people. That's what I'm saying. Even though my first story, and some of this is interwoven in different aspects, right? Because even as I write monetize your skills, what is it? What is it? It's an instruction manual. It instructs you how to monetize your skills, right? So I'm giving you directions. I give you 7 secrets, 7 steps, 7 strategies, my 7-step framework for taking your gifts, your knowledge, your expertise, education, whatever it may be, and be able now to follow these 7 steps, this direction, A, B, C, D, etc. And by the end of it all, you should have a product, a program, or a service that you can offer online to others. Okay. Some warnings will be in this book, some little bit of warnings there. This right here start out with some warnings, right? And so, you can warn people, right? I want to warn my kids, don't you? Right? And so my personal testimony or spiritual transformation, that's why I said I was writing it. I didn't want young men to repeat the same mistakes that I did. So I was warning them in this book as well. Correction, reproof, rebuke, okay? All of these are, for example, if you think of some of the political books, for example, people are actually writing correction and rebukes or reproofs to the government, right? So you find that it can be another genre or another type of writing. You're writing to warn about issues in the past, for example, when people compare some of the evils of, let's say, slavery or different things like that, what they're doing, they are writing rebukes to those things. But that's what the Bible also contains. Think about it. Already, encouragement, the flip side of it, I write to encourage. So that's what inspirational writings, poems, and different things like that. You write to uplift humanity, uplift the soul. And that's why those books tend to do good, right? Self-help books are falling in this category because generally they have encouragement, exhortation, and with some how to do what, how to do this, how to do that, etc., etc. And prophetic insights and revelations. So this is for those, again, who are primarily spiritual, right? Because you're revealing an ideal future, right? So that's why some of the visionaries write about this. You think about, I think back in the day, Bill Gates had a book when I was in the military. It was called At the Speed of Thought or the Speed of Light. At the speed of light, perhaps, right? And again, it was envisioning, the world with technology. Then you have books that are written, for example, either by Elon Musk or about Elon Musk, and he would write, these spiritual, I mean, not spiritual, but these revelation of a technological future, right? That's prophetic insight. That's revelation, right? It doesn't have to be confined to the world of spirituality, religion, and faith. It could be anything, right? Because again, all of it to me is really one. So what revelations have you received about or ideals or paint the picture of a beautiful future? All right. And these are things that pull people forward. Humanity, you give them something good. Everybody always focus on the evils and what's wrong with the world. Well, there's a lot of good. That's why people talk about heaven, right? Because there's something to look forward to as well. Because if all you do is focus on the misery, you will be miserable. Okay. So now that you have all of that, what do you want to write about? Okay. So I've given you 12 reasons why you should write. Then I ask you why you should write. What should you write about? Well, I've given you even from your creator, from God Most High, the creator, the God of the whole entire universe, the cosmos, wrote as well as spoke. So if he did it, then we should do it too. So what should you write about? I said you totally have freedom and flexibility. Write about whatever you want to write about. Okay, it's entirely up to you. But think about it. You already have what you need to write about. If you're an academic person, professional person, you can use your education, you can use expertise, or even experience. All of us have an experience, right? Experience in weight loss, experience with depression, experience with divorce, experience, any experience you've had, you can put it in a book and help people to do better, to come out of that thing. Those are why you don't need anyone to validate you except what you've already gone through. Your experience itself is your validator of why you have the permission, the authority to create a book, a product that someone will enjoy. So write what you love, write about what you're an expert in, write what you know and what you are also interested in. Write about your interests. I'm interested in business and ministry and religion and spirituality and all of that. So I have multiple interests, and that's what I write about, right? So this is more about business and management. This is about spirituality and faith. Right. This is more about success, motivation, inspiration, that type of a thing. And I guess, well, this is totally on something different, right? This is about survival, right? Right. So I have a little bit of interest in all of that. Okay. But of course, my number one interest is about spirituality and faith based stuff. That's my number one form of writing. Second to that, I would say, is anything that has to do with success and business management, anything along those lines. Okay. But write about your personal testimony, your transformation story, your journey, what your pain, what struggles you've had, what victories, failures you've had. You know, sometimes we don't think that those are the things that people want to hear about. Actually, people don't just want to hear how good your life was. You know, people resonate with the underdog story, right? That's why people even like movies, because there's generally an underdog. There's someone failing, someone who's a bad guy, and then they became good or something along those lines. But you know, there has to be some kind of pain, some kind of struggle, and how to overcome. Otherwise, if it's all rosy, you know, it depends on the genre, you know. But most people always like some comparison, some contrast. Our answers and solutions to problems people are facing, right to encourage, right to uplift, to challenge and inspire your readers. Those are all the things you can do. So right now, I want you to write down what it is that you want to write about. Okay, take a little second here now and write 1 to 2 sentences. What do you want to write? First question was, why do you want to write? Second question now, what do you want to write about? Okay. And what we're going to be doing now, because many of you now are going to be like, well, Chance, I hear you. I know why I want to write. I even know what I want to write about. But there's a third question. How do I write about what I want to write about and why I want to write? Well, that's what's coming up. This is what we're going to be doing a series. And so the next thing I want you to be aware of is that we are having a virtual summit. Actually, let me put that up on the screen here for you real quick. For those of you who would like to participate in this summit that we are doing, I am going to put right below this video. If you're on your mobile device, you can click on that. We have a publish a book virtual summit that's coming up. That's just myself, but several others. We have at least, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people roughly. And so this is put on by a good friend of mine now. I haven't even known her before, but again, she reached out to me, having researched and seen that I've published some books, and I figured, hey, you know what, this is a great cause. I believe everybody should write a book. So yes, count me in. So I'm going to be one of the speakers at this virtual Publish a Book Summit that is happening April 21st to 23rd, right below this video. If you click on the register for free right now, click on that and it will take you to be able to make the registration. Okay, again, it is going to be April 21st to the 23rd. We are going to be divulging all the secrets of how to write a book. I'm going to be focusing specifically in my talk, fast ways. I want you to get it done quickly. I don't believe in, you don't, definitely in this day and age, you don't need 6 months, you don't need a year, you don't need a year and a half, none of that stuff. I'm going to give you at least 8 different ways in which you can be able to write and publish your books very quickly. Others are going to talk about, you know, different things about how to market, how to promote, how to do book covers, all of these different things. So we're trying to cover the whole entire gamut of writing and publishing a book, and you can get all of that in a 3-day summit for free. By the way, the whole summit is free. So 3 days, okay? April 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Make sure that you are signed up. Click right below this video if you're on a mobile device. If you're on your computer, should be on the right or left, somewhere here, right? One of these places, click there or click right below here and check that out. So that's what I have for you today. Think about it, friends. You can write a book about almost anything. But if you don't know how, there is a way, there's a process, there's a system, there's a strategy to be able to make it happen. We've helped many people to be able to do just that. And so, matter of fact, let's see if I have a, okay, we allocate an hour for these presentations every single week, these our trainings, right? So right now it is exactly 50 minutes into this presentation. So what I do, I'm going to leave the registration open right below here if you want to click on the button to go ahead and get it. And again, you can check me out on my page, Strategic Secrets on Facebook or strategicsecrets.com, and we should be able to put some of the information there for you. If you're on our email list, definitely you're going to be notified about the summit, and you'll be able to register through that link in that email. So let me see if I can pull up one or two testimonials here to encourage you again and inspire you of what is possible, right? Because some people, again, you know, hey, folks, we all different, you know. Folks want to see, hey, give me the proof. Proof is in the pudding. Well, we're going to try to give you some of the pudding right here, okay? Also, if you need help, you know, we are available to help you out. Again, we have refined some of what we do into 3 different categories only of what we are doing going forward in this year. So if you do have a book, you would like us to help you with a book or course, reach out to us, whether it's we can coach you with it, we can get it done with you, done for you, anything that it will help you, we are able to do just that, okay? So let me go back and share with you real quick here 1 or 2 testimonials. Again, if you have not written out your answer to this question, please, please, please do it now. Do it now. Take action. Action is always the key, right?
Hello, this is Dr. Cooper Dockery. I'm board certified in internal medicine, and I'm also a member of the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. I have been practicing medicine for over 25 years. However, over the last several years, I have focused my attention in educating my patients using lifestyle modification to take charge of their health. Many of my patients have reduced medication or gotten off medication entirely. Some have reversed chronic diseases like diabetes and hypertension. It has then become my dream to put my message into a book so more people would have the opportunity that will enable them to get healthy for life. So on November 16 last year, I watched a promotional video by R.L. Chance, the founder of Strategic Secret. I took his course. I took another course where he indicated that you can write a book in a week, in 2 weeks, in 7 weeks, and so forth. So I took him on the challenge, and I got busy working, and in 6 days, I called him. I said, hey, I have the book. Then he asked, has the manuscript been edited? I replied, no. He then said, you really have a book when the manuscript is edited. He guided me through the editorial and the publishing processes. And within 2 weeks, my book was ready. The best part of my story is that within 6 weeks of my initial encounter with R.L. Chance, my book was written, published, and became the #1 bestseller. Strategic Secrets gave me the tool and valuable strategies that I needed to accomplish my dream. So I want to give a shout out to this magical team. And if you have a message that you'd like to share, please call R.L. Chance and his team, and they will assist you in turning your dream into a reality.
How about that, folks? Here's another one.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Taurus Montgomery, and I am the best-selling author of Set on Fire. That's my book. My first book is called Set on Fire, How Life's Devastations Can Lead You to Your Destiny. And listen, I want to let you know that Randrick Chance had a major part to play in me completing this project. I'm talking about from the first time that I started and writing the book to throughout the process, from the cover design, encouragement, and to keep on pushing, to how to go about marketing the book. I mean, so many different ways he's really poured into me and helping me to become a published author. So far, within the past 7 weeks, we've sold over 1,100 copies. And I'm just grateful to him and to the services that he provides. So if you're looking to somebody to help you to get that book written, and not just get it written, but get it out there, right? Then Randrick Chance is your guy.
Hi, my name is Karen Malloy, and I am a certified professional life coach and owner of MB Success Strategies. I am coming before you to tell you about my experience with R.L. Chance. I had the pleasure of attending his workshop on how to write a book, and I am happy to tell you that my experience was phenomenal. I was able to write my first book and get it published within 2 weeks' time. My first book, Christian Dating, 20 Keys to Healthy Relationships, was out exactly 14 days after I attended his seminar. I was so excited that after I left, I got started on my book that evening. My next book came out less than 6 months later, which was entitled The Love Illusion. And since then, I have also written my third book, and that book turned into a training program along with a study guide on purposeful dating, also for Christians as well, giving them an opportunity to explore their own inhibitions and their own misconceptions about dating and being a Christian. I am also currently writing a book now regarding ADHD, because I'm also an educator, and I work a lot with people who have ADHD and focus-related issues. So I'm also writing a book to be used in that arena as well. I am of the firm belief that if I never met him, if I never met R.L. Chance, and he was not willing to share his knowledge with me, I would not have been successful in fulfilling my life dreams and my goals. Let me say thank you, Chance. Thank you for going with your vision to help me fulfill mine.
All right, fam, you got it. There you go. There's just a handful of folks who shared their experience, and of course, they all have different background, right? So we have a physician, we have a minister, you have also here a life coach and an educator. So it doesn't matter again what your background is. Absolutely anyone is our claim that can write a book, can do so, and should do so. So are you ready to finally get your book written and published? Yes or no? Choice is yours. Yes or no? Well, again, if you are, remember, you're an action taker. So that means you follow in Picasso's quotation here that says, action is the foundational key to all success. So you are well on your way if you answered yes. And so again, we have the ultimate book, the book summit that is coming up on April 21st to 23rd. So all you got to do again, right below this video, if you're on your mobile device, you click on that link, it'll be able to take you over there. And of course, we'll open Messenger, and you want to just follow the prompts there and you'll be registered. Reserve your seat. This is a free event. We have 12 different speakers here. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 12 different speakers. And we're going to be teaching on many different things. It's from 9 to 6, so 1 hour each, and we'll be going through different things. So again, yours truly is also among those presenters. I'll be sharing with you the fastest ways in which you should be able to write your book. And so again, you don't have to confine yourself to one strategy. I share multiple strategies on my particular presentation. So again, whether you're a business person, whether you're a stay-at-home person, whether you're a student, whether you a pastor, whatever, it does not matter what your background is. Every last one of us can write a book, and we are going to be revealing these secrets here again in this Publish a Book virtual summit. April 23rd to April 21st, rather, to the 21st, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Again, on the hour, there are going to be different speakers teaching on different things. So I hope you enjoy that. And again, my friend, whatever we can do, please reach out to you. I want to leave you one of my favorite quotations. It says, "Stop asking for permission to succeed." Yours truly. So go to strategicsecrets.com. If there's anything else we can do for you or with you, well, we'd like to be able to help you write, publish your books. We'll help you to be able to create your online course. If you need marketing, we'll be able to help you do that as well to drive traffic to your product, program, or service online. And if you just want to talk, we can be able to help you out with that too. Okay, God bless you, everybody. We see you again. Thank you for joining this week's webinar. Be sure to join us again next week at 5 p.m. every single Thursday. We are here. This is a private membership training for those of you who are part of our Strategic Secrets community and also for our private Monetize Your Skills Academy students. God richly bless you. I'm going to see you on next week. Over and out. Awesome. Okay, folks, that is all.